Hi everyone, this is Nida of Created to Create. Welcome back to my channel. If you are not 18 years or older, this video content is not intended for you. I have been playing still with my foil and just seeing what I can do with it. Um, we used to own a party supply store a few years ago. It's been several years now. And we used to have a ribbon foiling machine where we could hot foil on ribbon, and it had to be satin ribbon. And I thought, I wonder if the hot foil plates would work on ribbon. So I tried it, you guys, and it works. So I want to share with you the beauty of this, or to me, we were limited to a certain size that we could print on. The beauty of using these the foil sentiments or anything like that that we may have, no matter whether they're bigger or smaller, that you can use any width of ribbon as long as the foil plate fits in there, you can use it. So this was my first attempt right here, and I don't know if you can see it, but you might be able to see. It says sending love. And what happened on this one, it foiled really nicely. There's no overfoiling or underfoiling, but it shifted because I didn't tape it down well enough. You do need to tape it down with washi tape so it won't move. So this is just a scrap that I had, and this measures 3/8 of an inch. But then I redid it again and taped it down really well, and now you can see, or I hope that you can see, that it foiled perfectly. This is a thicker font, so it's easier to read, but on some of these I use some more fine fonts. But I'm going to share it with you anyway. Here's one that says, best wishes. Look at how beautiful that foiled. It's so fine, so very delicate that you really, you can, to the naked eye, you can see it, but in camera, you might have a little bit more difficulty. Plus, the script is so fine. There's another one. You're a great friend. So imagine if you're making a tag or a card or anything, you could use this technique if you want to put a little strip of ribbon the way sometimes we do on card fronts. Here's another one for everything you do. I was a little crooked on here. It was hard for me to tell if my fonts were straight or not because of the way they are. Here's another one, sending strength. And all these are spellbinders, sentiment hot foil plates. There's another one for everything you do. This one I got a little bit straighter, but I was still off. And then look at this one. Thank you. Look how beautiful that is. So this is a very pale pink with gold embossing. And then this is like an ivory with gold embossing. I'm not sure if you can tell, but it says just because. But if I wanted it to stand out more, because it's an ivory and then I'm using gold, either I could use a different color foil that would stand out more, or the bold sentiments. So anyway, those are the ones I created, and the way you would use something like this. This is just something I have here. Not necessarily something I'm going to use, but let's say you had a card front and we're going to layer a panel in the front, but you wanted to draw or bring in the pink that's in the back. Well, this is how you would do it. I'm going to use this one, sending strength. So what you would do is you would add a piece of double-sided tape to the back of the panel on either side, and then you would layer your panel to the front of the card, and there would be your sentiment. So look at how pretty that is, sending strength. So I really like this idea. I am going to include this in my embellishment kit that I'm binder that I'm working on, and now I want to share with you how to do it. So I personally didn't have any problem with not having enough pressure or anything like that, and I'm going to share with you what I do. So let me move these aside. I was also playing with something else I want to share with you guys. So all you need to do is get your piece of ribbon, and you want to get a piece of, I think I have it in here, the one I used. I actually was using a thinner ribbon, and I cut a slit into my paper so it would hold my ribbon in place. Here it is. I was using thinner ribbon, so I cut some slits in the paper on either side so I could thread my ribbon through, and and I would center the portion that I was going to, let's say I was doing this. I would actually pass it through here. So I would say use about 65-pound cardstock, and then I would pass the other end through the other side, and that way I could more or less center it and know that it was centered and be able to tape down my my sentiment. So the first one I didn't do it this way. The other ones I did, so I got better results. I'm not going to do that here because the one I'm doing is actually wider, the ribbon, so that's what I like about this. But I am going to tape it down to this piece of paper. So there is my ribbon. This is pretty wide. Where's my ruler? Lost my ruler. This is pretty wide right here. I'm going to say about 1.5 inches, maybe. My ruler's under my pile somewhere. Yep, it's about 1.5 inches. So that's what I like about this, that really you don't have any limitations. I'm gonna grab a piece of foil, but I'm gonna do a gold. I was gonna say I'm gonna do a darker color, but I'm not. And right here I'm just using scraps that I already had. And that's all I'm using for my hot foiling. So there is definitely no waste. So you put down your foil wherever you want your sentiment. Make sure your sentiment is facing the correct way. And the way these are, it's kind of hard when I flip it around to have them straight. So I might be off a little bit. Anyway, this one says, have a wonderful day. So I'm going to try and hopefully this is straight. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my washi and I am going to tape it down. I'm recording. He always comes in and he calls me Maria. My name's not even Maria. My sister's name is Maria. So I'm just going to tape it down, and I'm actually going to add a couple extra pieces of tape because I want to make sure I'm on that paper, because I'm going to leave it on the paper to put it in my machine. Now I already had my machine heating up, so I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to make sure that my ribbon doesn't move. And what you want to do is you want to see that flat part that goes on the heating portion of your machine. So I have to flip this so that plate can touch it. So I'm just going to flip it, put it down. And I do have a couple of shims that are just computer paper folded in half. In this case, I'm only going to use one and close it up. And the light is blinking right now on my machine, which means it is not ready. But as soon as it turns solid green, it will be ready. And while that is heating up, I want to share something else with you. I had been playing, still continuing with making sentiments and looking through my things to see what I had, because I like the Anna Griffin sentiments that they'll have a foil edge and there will be foiling on top. And I found something in my stash that worked, which is an old Spellbinders. It looks like a snowflake to me. This was gifted to me by my friend Mig. And but they're embossing plates. They don't cut. The snowflake cuts and embosses, but everything else just embosses to emboss the centers. And because they have a raised area, I thought these would probably work with the foil machine. The only difference that I did have to put 2 computer paper shims and a cardstock shim, because it has to have enough pressure where it's pressing it into the foil so you can get a good impression. On this one, you can see there's a little bit where it didn't foil right there. And that was because I didn't have enough pressure. But on the next ones that I did, I had plenty of pressure. I added that extra cardstock shim. So if you have anything that embosses, it's made to emboss, or like a letter press, that will work with your foil machine. So the machine is ready to go, and you can see I hot foiled on foil paper, and it even worked because it's got, see that pink, darker pink, has gold foiling around it. So that's what I did on these two, just looking through stuff. So this is ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and run it through my machine, and I like to run it back and forth and back and forth twice. So, and I do it slowly to make sure it's making enough contact on my ribbon, to make sure I have enough pressure that the foil is transferring onto the ribbon. So you do want to do it slowly, not super slow, but you know, just take your time about it. And like I said, I push it forward, bring it back, push it forward again, and bring it back. That's what I do, and that has been working for me. But if you only want to run it once and try it, you can do that too. So let's see. Let's see if I got this straight at all. Let me turn off my machine. I think I'm done playing with my foil machine today, unless the Lord gives me another idea. I think I'm done. So let's take off the washi. And the washi tape does not leave any residue or anything on your ribbon, so that's really nice, that it doesn't leave anything behind where you can tell that you had tape. So there's all the washi. I'm going to remove the plate, and even before I take it off, you can see that it did impress well. So let's take it off and see the results. Oh my, look at that, guys. That's beautiful. So now if I wanted to add a wider, even pink on pink, a wider piece of ribbon on my card front, I would be able to do it. Look at how gorgeous that is. Anyway, guys, that's all that I have to share with y'all today. I hope that you try this at home. Just look through your stuff. I'm sure you have something already in your stash that will work. Thanks for watching. I hope everyone's having a great day, and I hope that this gives you more ideas on what to do with your ribbon scraps or your foil machine. And you get, you know, the more you use it, the more comfortable you're going to get with it. So I definitely recommend you try this. Because I know we all have those, well, not all of us, some of us have those little machines, the label makers that print on ribbon. I own it. The only problem is you can only use a certain size cartridge. With this, which it means a certain size ribbon, with this, I can use any hot foil plate on any width ribbon that I want to use. Let's say I want to hang this to be my tag, to hang my tag from here. I would move the thank you up either to this end or this end, and then when you would make the knot, the thank you would be on the ribbon where it would be visible. So I mean, the sky's the limit. You're limited to your own imagination. That's all. Other than that, you can do anything else. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. God bless. Bye.